This love story made headlines and seemed like a fairy tale. A Dubai prince from the powerful Al Maktoum family fell in love at first sight with a simple waitress, Natalia Alieva. But he didn't just fall in love. He asked her to marry him right away. In just 1 week, Natalia's life changed completely. But 8 years later, the dream came crashing down. What happened to the young woman who left her home, changed her faith, and gave up everything for love? And why wasn't she afraid of becoming the prince's second wife? Stay with us till the end, and don't forget to like and subscribe. At the time of this fateful encounter, Natalia was just 19 years old. She was a student at the Belarusian Physical Training Academy and worked part-time as a waitress in a hotel. She was young, beautiful, and full of life. It was the fall of 2007. Minsk, the capital of Belarus, was hosting an international skeet shooting competition. Among the competitors was Prince Sheikh Al Maktoum, a member of Dubai's royal family. Saeed was no ordinary man. His father had ruled Dubai for 16 years, and his uncle, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, was the current ruler. He was one of the wealthiest men in the UAE, owning a soccer club, factories, and racehorses that competed in world-class tournaments. The prince stayed in a luxury hotel in Minsk, always eating in his room, never visiting the restaurant. Then, one day, fate intervened. Natalia was sent to deliver a glass of orange juice to his room. That's when it happened. One look, and the prince was mesmerized. In that moment, he decided he would not leave Belarus without Natalia. He invited her to dinner, and before the night was over, he asked her to marry him. Yes, it happened that fast. For the sake of his new love, the sheikh extended his stay in Belarus to handle matters with her family. But there was one big problem. At the time of their meeting, Prince Saeed was already a married man, with 5 children. Why didn't this scare Natalia? Maybe it was his wealth, his status, or his undeniable charm. Whatever it was, she didn't hesitate. The prince was honest with her. He didn't hide his other family, but Natalia didn't mind. She accepted his traditions and was ready to embrace his world. Now, imagine the reaction of Natalia's parents. One day, a billionaire prince from Dubai shows up in their small Belarusian town, announcing that he wants to marry their daughter. It must have felt like something out of a movie, but was it really a fairy tale? Or was this love story doomed from the start? Stay tuned, because the truth is far more shocking than you think. Natalia's parents were not happy about the prince already having a wife. They feared their daughter's future in such a marriage. But Natalia was in love and believed that everything would work out. She assured them that she would get along with his first wife and that their love was real. Her parents had no choice but to give their blessing. However, her father made one request: the official wedding must take place in Belarus. The prince agreed. Their marriage was signed in the very same hotel room where they had met. There was no grand celebration, no extravagant party. Saeed wanted to keep the wedding quiet and avoid unnecessary attention. But later, in Dubai, they had a lavish ceremony fit for royalty. For Natalia, life had turned into a dream. In just a little over a week, she went from being a waitress to a princess. Private jets, luxury hotels, and exotic vacations all became part of her new reality. When she arrived in Dubai, her palace was already waiting for her. Servants, a personal driver, a bodyguard, designer outfits, sparkling jewelry. Everything she could ever want was at her fingertips. All she had to do was follow the traditional customs expected of a woman in her new world. She took her new life seriously. She learned Arabic and English, converted to Islam without hesitation, and became Sheikha Aisha Al Maktoum. Soon, the couple welcomed their first daughter, Aliyah, named after the sheikh's mother. Then, they had another daughter, Latifa. Saeed adored his children. He personally put them to bed, bathed them, and showered them, and Natalia, with gifts. At first, she was overwhelmed, but soon, this luxurious life became her new normal. Surprisingly, Natalia and Saeed's first wife got along well. They spent time together, took vacations as a family, and even shared meals. Each wife had her own mansion, and Saeed would visit both from time to time. Despite her new royal status, Natalia never forgot her family in Belarus. She sent them money, invited them to visit, and made sure they were taken care of. Her father, after visiting her in Dubai, noticed a dramatic change. The bold young girl with bright makeup was gone. In her place was a calm, composed woman, the mistress of a grand estate, and he approved. Saeed never forced Natalia to cover her face or live under strict rules, but life in an Arab country inevitably changed her. But fairy tales don't always last forever. At first, everything seemed perfect. Natalia had a life of luxury, a loving husband, and 2 beautiful daughters. But soon, whispers began to spread. Her fairy tale was starting to crack. The problem was Natalia's growing frustration. She wanted to have a say in her life, but in this world, her opinions didn't matter. She had no choices, only rules. Something as simple as choosing a car became a battle. She wanted a black Lexus, but Saeed insisted on white. Arguments became more frequent, and the Sheikh began visiting her less and less. Then, in 2015, everything changed. Saeed married a 3rd wife, Azerbaijani gymnast Zeynep Javadli. The two had met at a shooting competition, and within months, he proposed. She bore him 3 daughters, and for a while, their marriage seemed happy. Zeynep flaunted her glamorous life on social media, showing off the luxury and wealth she had gained. But in 2020, the truth came out. Zeynep posted a tearful video begging for help. She claimed that men sent by her husband were following her, trying to take her daughters away. She was living in fear, constantly stressed, unable to escape. She had rushed into marriage, never truly knowing Saeed. What she didn't realize was that his love never lasted. One by one, his wives were locked away in their golden cages. A long and difficult legal battle followed. Zeynep fought to take her children and leave. But in the end, thanks to the publicity, a compromise was reached. She was allowed to live in a separate mansion with her daughters, on one condition: she could never leave Dubai. Natalia's fate was even quieter. She never spoke out in public like Zeynep. There were no dramatic interviews, no desperate cries for help. She simply faded into the background, left to live alone. She still has her palace, 3 luxury cars, a personal driver, everything money can buy. But there's one thing she can never have again: freedom. She is not allowed to make her own choices or leave Dubai. Saeed still visits her, but rarely. The love, the attention, the fairy tale, it's all gone. And now, Natalia lives in a world of wealth and silence. A life that looks perfect from the outside but feels like a prison within. A golden cage without love.